What's going on, guys? I'm Cash, and in this video I'm going to drive around and see how my Volkswagen with snow tires handles some snow on the road. So let's get to it. So the first little test we're going to do here is just pull out of my driveway, and it's covered in snow, and with the snow tires we just made it up there no problem. So now we're on the road. Traction control's coming on already. This road's a little bit greasy right now, as you could probably see. Nothing too major on the road. It's just like some slick melted snow mixed with sand, but hopefully we could find some spots that are more covered and do some good tests. I'll pull as far over to the side as I could. Oh yeah, we're good. Traction control's coming on a little bit. Little bit of torque steer right there, nothing too bad. I'll floor it quick. So this is floored in first. As you could see, the traction control really does a good job of keeping everything under control, because even floored in first gear, I wasn't really spinning the tires or getting too much torque steer and wandering around the road. Test the ABS. Wow. This thing stops good. That hardly even needed the ABS the way I was braking. And I'll do that test again without traction control in a sec. I'm just going to loop around and then do it so you could see what it's like without traction control. Alright, so now we're coming up on another dirt road that's going to be covered with snow. And this time I'm going to turn traction control off so we could see how the car handles it with no traction control. So right now I'm getting a little bit of wheel spin. I'm being pretty easy on the throttle, but as you could see, if you're careful, it definitely could handle it. Could do some rally stuff right here if I wanted, but maybe that'll be for next lap by. And then I'll also do a brake test right here with no traction control. So as you can see, if you threshold brake and you're kind of careful with your braking and don't just stomp it and lock them up, you'll be able to brake pretty good in one of these little Volkswagens with snow tires. So far it's doing pretty good on the tests. Alright, so turning on throttle in the snow, obviously you have to be careful. Like right there, it does push a little bit if you're not careful, if you go into a turn a little bit too hot, but that's to be expected. So just don't drive like an idiot in the corners and you won't have a problem. If you do drive too fast, the car will push and not start turning immediately, so you just have to be wary of that. Even in third gear here, the traction control's coming on. It really does brake pretty well. So last time we just started from a stop sign. We had a little bit of trouble getting traction, so we'll see how it goes this time. I'll just be easy on the throttle and easy on the RPM. And right there we had no problem at all. Alright, so last time we were at the stop sign, we did have a little bit of trouble getting going. It's not like we got stuck, but we did spin the tires quite a bit, even with traction control on. So we're going to try that again right here. And yep, we're spinning them. And then once it gets to the drier pavement, it definitely hooks up. But right there where they had the salt and sand down, the snow's a lot greasier. And the car does have a little bit of trouble hooking up in that kind of condition. Alright, here's a brake test on greasy snow. And I'm just going to stomp the brake. This isn't going to be threshold braking, it's just going to be ABS. So the ABS definitely does its job. It's not like a super quick stop at all in these conditions with the greasy snow, but you'll stop eventually. So it's not ideal, but it's not absolutely terrible. If you're thinking ahead, like I said a couple times in this video, it won't be a big problem. If you're trying to avoid like an accident or something, then it's going to be hard to stop. So you do have to be careful of that. So on a little bit of a uneven surface like that, where one part is snow and the other one is more exposed pavement, you could definitely feel the wheels kind of fighting each other and the steering wheel kind of moving around. So you could obviously tell that one side is getting more traction than the other, and as long as you're careful, you could keep it under control. And one final time from a stop without traction control, I'm gonna see if a driver could like moderate the throttle and clutch and see if you could get off the line better than just traction control. So I'd say it was actually about the same right there. I still spun the tires a little bit, but like I said, not terrible, didn't get stuck. So this road right here is fresher, fluffier snow that's not really melting too much, and it's covered with sand, so we'll mat it in third and see how that goes. So traction control once again kicks in, obviously. Now for this next test, I'm just gonna like saw at the wheel a little bit to show you how the car doesn't exactly turn right away like you'd expect it to on a normal road. So as you can see, the ground definitely feels pretty greasy when you do that, and it doesn't turn in immediately like you'd be expecting it to if the road were normal. But you could always anticipate that, like I said, with every other part of this video. So as long as you're careful, you'll be fine. Let's see how it does up this little hill. No problem at all keeping the speed up. Definitely gonna go slow into this next turn because it's a little bit off camber and it's snowy. Obviously it's snowy. So now we're down here at a dead end, and I'm going to bring the RPMs up and just dump the clutch and see what it does with traction control on. So here we go. Wow. So it slips a little bit when it compensates for the RPMs being high when the clutch grabs and that energy dissipates. But after the RPMs come back down, it really it hooks up and it gives you some traction. And now I'm going to do that same test again without traction control to show you the difference. And as you can see, you're just spinning that whole time, lighting the tires up, and that's obviously not what you want if you're trying to get somewhere. So traction control in the snow, big help. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it for this video. I'll do a brief recap. So I'd say a front wheel drive car like one of these Volkswagens with snow tires is actually not terrible in the snow if you're careful and don't drive like an idiot, and don't try to Ken block every corner because then you will crash. But if you're careful and drive slow and are easy on the throttle and brake and easy with your steering, it's not actually too bad to drive one of these front wheel drive cars around in the winter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helped you if you're looking at a front wheel drive car or trying to decide what to do during the winter. And as always, thank you for watching. What's going on, guys? I'm Cash, and in today's video I'm going to turn this down so you can't hear it, and then I'm going to start again. This is just going to be what the ABS does. Oh, we stalled because I forgot to put the clutch in, but I'll do that again. Don't need me stalling in the video.